Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you my favorite recipe for a kale salad. What's awesome about this recipe is that it's completely vegan, it's delicious, and it's really not that hard to make. What you'll need is some leafy green kale, sweet potatoes, garbanzo beans or chickpeas, and for the dressing it's a combination of tahini sauce, maple syrup, granulated garlic, lemon juice, either fresh squeezed or bottled work, and the spices, salt, cumin, and curry powder. And for a topping, my favorite, candied pecans. So to start off, you're gonna want some good leafy green kale. Kale comes in so many different varieties. Some greens are darker, some are lighter, some are a little bit thicker in texture. I like to switch up the ones that I use. Honestly, whichever one is available to me at the store at the time is probably what I'm gonna go with. So for starters, you're just gonna break the kale up into pieces off of the stem in the middle. Kale is actually considered a superfood because it is jam-packed with nutrition, which is one of the reasons I love cooking with it. So raw kale tends to hold on to more of its nutrients than just cooked kale, which is one of the reasons that a salad is a great way to eat it. It holds a lot of vitamin K, which is a really hard mineral to get otherwise. It's also packed with vitamin C, and it's a really big anti-inflammatory, antioxidant food. When it comes to making this recipe, and honestly, a lot of the things that I make, I love getting in there and really working with my hands. So the next phase in this is gonna be a good massage of the kale and even massaging it with the sauce. So every time I do it, my hands are completely sticky, but that's just part of the fun of the process. So now that we've got all of our kale ripped up and ready to go, I'm gonna start the next process, which is kind of the more hearty texture and component of this salad, which is roasted sweet potatoes along with roasted chickpeas. They're super simple to season. I'm just gonna slice these up real quick and we'll throw them in the pan and get them in the oven. Now that I have my diced sweet potatoes, I'm gonna add them to this bowl along with the garbanzo beans, and I'm gonna just put some spices on in here and then spread them out on the pan to roast them in the oven. I actually came up with this recipe on my own and I'm pretty proud of it. I had been kind of on a bit of a curry kick and wanted to add that flavor in. So I kind of just started experimenting with different spices and the tahini sauce, and it turned into a really delicious salad. So I'm really excited to share this with you. I'm taking this off because I really want to add a good amount of the curry powder here. Oh, it just smells so good. Curry is one of my favorite spices to cook with. And this one, the Spice Islands yellow curry powder, by far knocks the others out of the park. I highly recommend buying that. I'm gonna add a little bit of cumin. Yes, for that warm kind of spicy, savory addition. And I even like to add a little bit of cinnamon too. I just think that the flavors all really complement each other, and they really combine just to make a delicious, warm, wonderful topping for this salad. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt here, and I'm gonna combine these with my hands. So I'm gonna spread these all out on the pan. Beautiful. And ready to go. I have my oven preheated to 375. We're gonna leave this in the oven for about 15 minutes, and we'll come back at that point, give them a toss around, and probably cook for an additional 10 minutes for a total of 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna try my best to give guesstimates of how much of each ingredient I'm actually using here. To me, cooking is really as much of an art as it is a science, so I just forego measuring cups when it comes to things like this. And you can taste as you go and add things as needed. So for the base, it's tahini, which this is just completely ground up sesame seeds. So that is coming in under a cup, about 3/4 of a cup, I'd say. Maple syrup, this I'd say probably about a 1/4 cup. So that was pretty much a 3-to-1 ratio of the tahini sauce to the maple syrup. The sweetness is kind of essential because that's what cuts through all of these savory, hearty flavors of the kale and the rest of it. So I love to use a lot of garlic. We invested in this giant tub of it because we love it so much in this house. So I'm gonna sprinkle in probably about 1.5 teaspoons of garlic, and I'm gonna really go for it with the lemon here. We've got a beautiful combination of savory, tart, sweet, all happening, and just trust me, it's delicious when you put it all together. and a little bit of salt for good measure. I'm gonna combine these into a nice smooth dressing. And now for the really fun part, combining. So the important thing with kale when you are gonna eat it raw is to massage the kale. That is just what breaks down some of the really hard fibers, and it allows it to absorb the flavor even better, which is a pretty key part. Just gonna use my spatula to get out all that good sauce. Make sure your hands are clean because we're going in. Okay. This is your moment of glory. If you liked finger painting and getting your hands covered in goop when you were a kid, bring it into your adulthood and take it out on the kale. My boyfriend absolutely hates doing things like this and putting his fingers in the food and having to use anything but utensils to handle it. So this is not a job for everybody, but this is a job that I really enjoy. And it is really important, like I said, to actually massage the kale to soften it and let it absorb in these flavors. So all I have to say now is, I warned you. While the potatoes and chickpeas are roasting, I'm gonna give a quick chop to these pecans. So this is my personal favorite one. You could use a plain nut, you could do walnuts, pecans, sunflower seeds, whatever you have on hand or whatever really speaks to you. These ones I discovered at Trader Joe's. They're called very crunchy, lightly sweetened candied pecans. They're wonderful. They also have a spicy sweet one. It's even better. I just don't happen to have it today. But about half the bag is how much I'll put in the quantity of kale that I made for one big bowl of salad. I'm just gonna give these a quick chop so they go a little bit further in the salad. Love these because they add a wonderful crunch and sweetness that I can't get enough of in this salad. They're done. So I took these guys out about halfway through and gave them a toss in the oven, and they're completely roasted now. Smells really good. You can see the steam coming off. Very, very flavorful. I'm just gonna let these cool on the counter for a couple minutes before I add it to the salad. The potatoes and chickpeas have cooled off, and I'm gonna let them combine into the salad. Okay. And to top it all off, the candied pecans. I'm gonna toss these all together with my tongs and blend it up into one uniform salad. Oh, this smells so good. It's just the perfect combination, and it's got a really good amount of protein in it too, with the chickpeas and with the kale and the sweet potatoes. This blend is truly like a complete meal in itself. So I really hope that this recipe was fun for you to follow and even more fun for you to try in your own kitchen. You have a complete meal in this salad. It's loaded with vitamins, nutrients, protein, and deliciousness. And let me know how it goes for you when you try this recipe. I can't wait. So good. This really is one of my favorite meals. Thank you so much again for tuning in today to Kristin Talks. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time.
Ready.
Hi, welcome to the channel. Ready?
Ready. Action. Action.
You ready?
Action. Whenever you're ready.
Do I look too slouchy?
Kale.
All right, so we already, Kristin, ba-bam, slam, woo!
Getting lit.
Something to see here. Crap, you know, I should have got a bigger bowl. So, ooh, curry. Very sensual massage.
All right, back it up. It's just kale.
15 minutes, and then we'll, whoa, non-greasy pan.
And cut.
The man behind the camera. Chris, it's a video. Our little kitchen.
They can't all be winners.
You're enhancing the video.
I know.
Oh, I know you know.
You gonna say anything?
It's so delicious.
Don't force it.
Ba-bam, slam, woo!